Did you know there's a creature in Japan so tall, so silent, and so patient that entire villages have built their lives around avoiding her? They call her Hachishakusama, 8 feet tall, a woman-shaped shadow with a voice that doesn't sound human. Just a single sound. Pull, pull, pull. A sound people say you never forget. Tonight, we go deeper than the urban legend, deeper than the horror stories whispered by school children. We travel into the places where she has been seen, and into the lives of those who never return, the tall woman. Hachishakusama is always described the same way. A towering figure, white dress, long black hair draped over a face no one has ever fully seen. Some say she floats, not walks. Others swear they heard her nails dragging across the ground behind them. But one detail never changes. She seeks children. She follows them. She waits. The earliest reports come from rural Japan, in villages where the rice paddies stretch further than the eye can see. Parents warn their children, never wander alone, never follow strange sounds, never ignore the pull, pull. Because if you hear it once, she has already seen you. The first recorded case. In 1972, a boy from Saitama Prefecture vanished without a trace. Before he disappeared, he told his grandmother he heard a woman calling to him from outside the window. Pull, pull, pull. His grandmother's reaction terrified him more than the sound itself. She froze, turned pale, and immediately locked every door. She knew the legend. Everyone did. She placed salt around his bed. Le protective charme ordered him not to look outside. But Hachishakusama doesn't knock. She doesn't ask for permission. She simply waits until you make a mistake. That night, the boy vanished. No signs of struggle. No footprints. Only the faint scent of lilies drifting through his bedroom. A scent many have come to associate with her. The scent of morning. How she chooses her target. Most yokai attack randomly, but not Hachishakusama. She chooses. Witness accounts reveal a strange pattern. She tends to appear near children who are alone, vulnerable, or emotionally distressed, as if she can sense loneliness like a predator senses blood. Once she chooses you, the haunting begins slowly. First, the sound. Soft, distant. Pull, pull, pull. Then, objects begin to move. Shadows stretch across walls in ways that defy light. Children report feeling watched, even in locked rooms. By the second day, she appears. Always far away, always still, 8 feet tall, watching, waiting. And if the family realizes what's happening, they have one final chance. A ritual that few understand and even fewer survive. The ritual of escape. There's a traditional protection ritual used only in the countryside. It involves salt, protective statues, and a constant escort of trusted adults. The most important rule: never look directly at her. One family described their escape attempt. A boy had seen her standing behind a row of hedges. His parents gathered elders from the village. Together, they surrounded him and attempted to escort him out of town. The boy walked with his head down, clutching a charm. The adults whispered prayers. But halfway through the journey, he heard it again. Pull, pull, pull. This time, much closer. He felt her presence towering above him, a coldness spreading across his neck. The adults tightened their circle, told him not to react. But the curiosity of a child is a powerful thing. Slowly, he looked up, and that was enough. The escort broke in seconds. A sudden gust of wind, a scream from one of the elders, salt scattering across the ground. The boy was gone. The adults never spoke of what they saw. Some say they were too traumatized. Others believe speaking her name strengthens her power. But from that day, the village avoided that area completely. Modern sightings. People like to believe yokai belong to the past, artifacts of ancient folklore. But sightings of Hachishakusama continue today. In 2008, a teenage girl claimed she saw a tall woman standing behind a cemetery wall. The woman's head rose above the stone. Even though the wall was almost 7 feet high, there were no footsteps in the dirt, only 3 deep scratches carved into the stone. In 2013, A security guard in Aichi reported hearing the sound during a night shift. He later found a distorted figure in the corner of his CCTV feed. But the most unsettling case happened in 2019. A family found recordings on their baby monitor, whispering sounds, followed by the unmistakable rhythm. Pull, pull, pull. The camera footage froze, then went black. When the parents rushed in, the baby was unharmed. But the window was open, and a long strand of black hair lay across the crib. Why she returns? Folklorists debate the origin of Hachishakusama. Some say she was once a grieving mother whose sorrow stretched her body unnaturally. Others believe she is a shape-shifting spirit who mimics a woman's form to lure children. But there's a darker theory, one that villagers rarely discuss. It says she is not a single yokai at all, but a cycle, a curse that passes from host to host. Each time she claims a child, she grows stronger. Each time she is banished, she waits for the next lonely heart. This would explain the fresh sightings, the consistency of her appearance, the identical sound heard across generations, a voice that echoes through time itself. Pull, pull, pull. The final encounter. One of the most documented modern encounters involved a young boy named Riku. He heard the sound while playing outside, thought it was a neighbor. By nightfall, the sound followed him inside the house. Pull, pull, pull. The family panicked. They contacted village elders who knew the ritual. For hours, they chanted, placed salt, and locked windows. But Hachishakusama had already chosen her target. Near midnight, Riku woke up. He saw a tall silhouette standing outside his bedroom doorway. Her head nearly touched the ceiling. She didn't speak. She didn't move. She only leaned forward, slowly, impossibly, until her face hovered inches from his. The parents burst into the room seconds later. The shadow vanished. Riku survived that night, but the family moved away immediately, and neighbors claimed that for weeks afterward, they heard footsteps around the house long after it was abandoned. Footsteps far too long and far too slow to belong to a human. Why the legend still terrifies Japan. Japan has thousands of yokai, but Hachishakusama is different. She doesn't live in the woods. She doesn't hide in caves. She walks where people walk. She searches where families sleep. She waits in the places children feel safest. Because she isn't just a monster. She's a reminder that innocence attracts darkness. That loneliness can summon things we cannot understand. That even in the quietest villages, shadows can grow taller than fear itself. Her legend endures not because she is ancient, but because she feels modern, persistent, patient, and because for some, the sound has never stopped. Pull, pull, pull. Chilling ending. So tonight, as you turn off the lights, as the house settles around you, listen carefully to the silence. Because if you ever hear that slow, rhythmic whisper, it's already too late.